In this video, let's talk about MicroStrategy. Let's talk about Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin in general. But we got a lot to talk about in this video as we have Bitcoin hitting the $100,000 mark. We have already hit, pretty much 99,000. And we're right around the corner for $100,000. Today, we have Citron Research taking a short position in MicroStrategy. So in this video, I want to go in deep in what I'm taking a look at. So let's get started with MicroStrategy. Now, the interesting thing about MicroStrategy is it is a solid software company, but the catch is that they are holding Bitcoin in their balance sheet. So back in the day, around 2020, that is when they started adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And back in the day, if you wanted to buy Bitcoin, you would buy it on exchange. You would have Bitcoin miners like Mara and RIOT, but you didn't have direct exposure in something like the stock market. You could, there wasn't a thing such as Bitcoin ETFs, and we didn't have Coinbase or Robinhood listed at the time. So what MicroStrategy made it possible was buying a company, buying a stock that holds the Bitcoin in their balance sheet. So if we take a look at the monthly time frame, 2020 is when they started buying Bitcoin. Okay, so this is when they started buying Bitcoin. If we take a look at the previous charts, you can see pretty much sideways activity. The software is, nothing too crazy. If we're taking a look at the website, I might have to do a little bit more research, but if we take a look at the past, we can see it was one of those 2001 tech hype stocks. So a lot of people are comparing it to something like the 2001 tech bubble. But I want to go in depth right over here. So what we know is that the value of their Bitcoin is $32 billion, while the value of the company is $80 billion. Now, I have a lot to talk about here, and a very dangerous thing on why you should probably not short Bitcoin. So with the market cap, we're seeing that Bitcoin has surpassed silver, has surpassed Meta, Tesla, and we're going for Amazon and Google soon, okay, maybe this week or over the weekend. We can also see that the main competitor for Bitcoin is going to be gold. And as Bitcoin rises up the market cap level, we are going to see MicroStrategy keep going up as their value of Bitcoin will increase. So with something like an ETF directly correlates with the Bitcoin, and it follows, if it's up 10%, it's up 10%. But with MicroStrategy, we do have investors trading it, okay? So that is the big point right over here. We're potentially pricing in a bigger move for Bitcoin. We know how bullish Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, is on Bitcoin. If you go to hope.com, this is a website made by him. He's giving price targets of like $1 million at least. And we know that if we hit $1 million, we're going for, surpassing the gold market cap right over here. So this is the interesting part right over here. Now, I want to talk about something over here. I got this comment in my latest video. Not gonna lie, bro, your analyst has been off lately. The interesting thing is that my long-term account is up over $40,000 in a month alone. And if you have been in the Discord, you know that Bitcoin is my biggest position. You know that I have always been bullish on Bitcoin. This is one of the videos we talked about 50,000 in 2023, 120,000 by 2024, and look at that. So Bitcoin has always been my biggest position. We are going for that $18 trillion market cap, and that is that. So with MicroStrategy, we just have to be careful if you're going to be researching or if you're going to be shorting the stock. So let's take a look at what Citron Research is doing over here. How did this one age? Nearly 4 years ago to the date, Citron was the first to tell readers that MicroStrategy was the ultimate way to invest in Bitcoin, setting a 700 target. So back in the day, 2020, there was no Bitcoin ETF, there was no Coinbase, no Robinhood. You had miners, Bitcoin miners, but sometimes they would also not even put Bitcoin in their page of holding positions. So fast forward today, MicroStrategy has skyrocketed over $5,000. So we're talking about a potential stock split that happened in the past. Kudos to Michael Saylor for his visionary Bitcoin strategy. Now with Bitcoin investing easier than ever, we have ETFs, we have Coinbase, Robinhood. MicroStrategy's volume has completely detached from Bitcoin fundamentals. But again, the thing with Citron Research is they're not seeing that with stocks, they price in the future. So whether it's Tesla, they're pricing in, cyber caps or whatnot, or we can take a look at something like Nvidia. Nvidia, a $3.6 trillion company, but Apple has more profits and better revenues, but Nvidia is pricing in that future projections with AI and the whole AI boom. So this is one of the problems that I am seeing with Citron Research. So we have hedged with a short MSTR position, and we could see that this is trending all over the news and Twitter. We can also see these are the same people who shorted GameStop, okay, and there were a lot of memes about that. These were the same people, and these people are also getting investigated by the SEC because when they're posting a news something like this, the stock falls and they can potentially just profit off of their research, their FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. It's kind of almost like market manipulation. You tell something to the public and then people kind of fall into it, the stock falls, and then they take their profits in the short. So again, that is what they have been being investigated into. So MicroStrategy, let's take a look at the chart over here. We talked about this, okay? We talked about this last month in our videos. This was a solid setup. Again, to the guy who was saying that our analysis has been off lately, take a look at this video just a month ago. We had SoFi and many other stocks. Nvidia, we're waiting on Apple, MSTR, but we had this massive explosive move, and again, it is just not stopping. It is exploding. But again, keep in mind of the market caps and whatnot. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, it's been at the all-time high, and it really looks like a meme stock, something like GameStop, which I have to make a video on. But the chart is just absolutely insane. But let's take a look at Bitcoin right over here, as Bitcoin is approaching the $100,000 mark over here. We still got a lot of room. Again, our main competitor is going to be gold, maybe not in this cycle, but we're pretty much taking over the market cap of Amazon and then Apple. If Bitcoin hits the Microsoft's or Apple's market cap, that's going to be around $160,000. So this is going to be my personal price target for the year of 2025. Especially we have the regulations are getting out. We got a very pro Bitcoin president. We got members in the Senate and Congress being very, very bullish and passing pro crypto and Bitcoin. So that's gonna definitely push Bitcoin and crypto innovation and a lot of money over here. So $160,000 price target for 2025. Definitely going to see some price action, something like over here if we're trading sideways or a small pullback. Typically we get 30% pullbacks when we're in the uptrend. Next, I just want to take a look at miners because I've talked a lot about miners. I have shares in Mara. Also, Mara broke out. We had a bad earnings report, but we did bounce back from that earnings report. We can see that this was our level of support. The key thing about our shares on miners is going to be that I'm keeping my stop loss at break even. This was the first price target. We pretty much hit this first price target, but I want to sell my shares around $34. I believe that's going to be a solid 70% gain on shares. So that is when I want to get out. We can see that it usually doesn't hit the previous high. With miners, unlike Bitcoin where it keeps hitting a new high every 4 years, for miners it's not like that. So just keep in mind of that. Definitely getting out at $34 for Mara right over here. We can take a look at RIOT. RIOT also looking really good. Again, looking like something like SoFi. We had amazing breakout on SoFi, but we can see that RIOT just looking good over here. Our price target being $18 and then $20. We can take a look at, even right now it's at perfect entry, as long as if we are above the $12 mark. It's going to be a solid 60% gain on just shares alone. So that is a really good part about these. We got Clean Spark, we had the inverse head and shoulder, we broke out, and then we came back, we tested this level of support. As long as if we hold this level of support, we were looking good. But again, same price target, $20.67. So overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe with notifications on. Trying to go for that 10,000 subscribers right over here. And if you guys want to see my buy and sell alerts, my portfolio, check the Discord link in the description, and see you guys later. Take care.